When you think of handheld racing games, the Game Boy Advance might not be the first console that comes to mind, but GT Advance Championship Racing proved that serious racing could fit in your pocket. With real licensed cars, a solid upgrade system, and surprisingly smooth gameplay, this game brought a console-like racing experience to the GBA in a way few expected. But how did it pull this off on such limited hardware? Let's find out. Bringing a smooth, fast-paced racing game to the Game Boy Advance was no small feat. The GBA had no dedicated 3D hardware, so GT Advance had to rely on clever 2D scaling tricks to create the illusion of depth and speed. The game used a Mode 7 style rendering technique, similar to Super Mario Kart, to simulate a pseudo 3D racetrack. Sprite scaling and rotation helped create a sense of movement, making the tracks feel dynamic. The game's physics engine was surprisingly deep for a handheld racer, allowing for drifting, acceleration control, and real car handling differences. The result? A smooth and responsive racing experience that pushed the GBA far beyond expectations. Bringing a realistic racing experience to the GBA came with some major hurdles. No 3D hardware, the GBA lacked polygonal rendering, so developers had to rely on scaling tricks to create depth. Limited screen resolution, keeping the track visible while maintaining a sense of speed was a constant balancing act. Battery backup removed. The Japanese version had a save battery, but the North American release replaced it with passwords, frustrating players. Despite these challenges, GT Advance delivered a fast, fluid racing experience that set the bar for handheld racers. As a Game Boy Advance launch title in 2001, GT Advance Championship Racing had the advantage of being one of the first racing games on the system, helping it reach over 300,000 copies sold. While not a record breaker, it was a solid success for a handheld racer, especially for a new franchise. Reviewers praised GT Advance for bringing console-quality racing to a handheld device. Smooth graphics and speed, the pseudo-3D visuals, and fast-paced action impressed critics, showing off the GBA's capabilities. Deep upgrade system. Unlike many arcade racers, GT Advance allowed players to tune and upgrade their cars, adding depth to the experience. Tight, responsive controls, the handling felt precise, making for a more skill-based racing experience. The password save controversy. However, the game faced major backlash in North America for one frustrating decision, removing the battery save feature. The Japanese version had a built-in save system, allowing progress to be stored easily. The North American version replaced this with a password system, forcing players to manually enter long, complicated codes every time they wanted to continue. Many reviewers and players found this outdated and unacceptable for a 2001 release. This one flaw hurt review scores, with many outlets lowering their ratings due to the frustrating save system. Despite this, the game still holds up as one of the best handheld races of its time, paving the way for sequels like GT Advance 2, Rally Racing. GT Advance Championship Racing may not have been a major commercial breakout, but it definitely made a mark as one of the best racing games on the Game Boy Advance. Despite being limited by the GBA's hardware and the frustration of the password save system in the North American release, it offered a surprisingly rich racing experience that felt like a console game on the go. The game's smooth 2D scaling techniques, deep car customization, and tight controls made it a standout in the handheld racing genre. It wasn't perfect, but it pushed the GBA to its limits and proved that serious racing games could thrive on portable consoles. Even though its initial sales numbers weren't massive, it left behind a lasting legacy that helped shape future racing titles on handheld systems. So, if you're looking for a retro racing fix and appreciate games that offered something more than just a quick arcade experience, GT Advance is a hidden gem worth revisiting. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into retro games and hidden gems. And if you've played GT Advance, let me know what you think. What was your favorite track or car upgrade? Drop your thoughts below. Let's chat.